Or you date somebody and they say they're not dating you again, they say, come and carry all your load.
Oh, come and carry all your load is better. Give me all the gifts I bought for you. Yeah, give me
But how do you know
if the person cheated?
if the person is a cheater or will be?
You will see the signs now. No, they don't have. You will see the signs.
No, I don't think. No, there's some people who are blatant cheats, and it shows.
People don't do your investigations.
How do you know? All right, guys, welcome to another episode of our Beyond 30 podcast. This one is going to be super exciting. I have, as usual, the two other wonderful friends of mine. My name is Temi. What's your name?
And I'm Femi.
All right, so today, exciting topic. We're going to be talking about deal breakers and red flags. What are your deal breakers in relationships? And what are your red flags? What were they if you're already married? And if they still exist.
Of course they exist.
So, let's go.
Femi, do you want to start this one?
Red flags. Yeah. I knew mine is obvious. Let me tell you guys something. From the very beginning, before I got married to my husband, and even my husband, we shared the same deal breaker. I already told him my number one deal breaker in this life is cheating. I can take a lot of things, but you see that cheating, I cannot take it. So yeah, that's my whether relationship, whether marriage is cheating.
So but how do you know
if the person cheated?
If the person is a cheater or will be?
You will see the signs now. No, they don't have. You will see the signs.
No, I don't think. No, there's some people who are blatant cheats, and it shows.
People don't do your investigations.
How do you know?
You would know.
I feel like really. How can you tell? Because I understand they can be some obvious signs, but I also think that sometimes some people are very good.
They're very good. Yeah.
Like let's just pray we don't meet people like that. But there are people.
I don't think there's anybody that is. You will know. Except
give us an example. Except
you didn't date the person. Maybe you guys met 3 months. You're married. And they can hide. You can't hide for 6 months. You can't hide for 1 year.
But there are lots of long distance.
I mean, if it's long
unless
distance,
you're long. No,
if it's long distance, you may not know. Yeah. But you're in the same location and you don't know.
No, so I agree that you will have a sense. I feel like women, we have an intuition. You sense when someone is not like 100% with you, and so you start to like dig deeper, right? But there's still some people who are masters at the game.
I'm telling you
that they know how to clean up after themselves so well that you would never guess.
No, the signs are there.
And they're the church ones.
The signs are there.
Oh, those church ones.
The signs are there. There will be some shady behavior. The person will never be 100%.
Give me an example of something that you know is not common. Because there's some similar. There's some very common ones. Like you see this guy, the way he reacts to a girl pass.
Oh no, that one is
obvious. But what are the more like the less obvious things?
One of the first signs you notice is the person is never comfortable to have all conversations in front of you. There will be some calls that will come in that he'll just silence it and put his phone by the side. Some he will walk out quickly, go and take the call. Some he might be whispering, but when you come, put it off. Some of them, if they mistakenly leave their phone, they remember, they come back and get.
So they will never also share their password.
They don't share password. They don't share. If they share password, some of the apps are locked with inner passwords.
If you get past it,
let's get two. Do you get? So they're never fully transparent. They're never fully. Some of them even have second phones. So the phone that you know them with is not the phone they're calling the other girlfriend with.
Wow.
There are different tactics.
But then, what if you never find that other phone? And everything else is like...
It's only if I'm not living with you that I won't find out that phone.
Okay, so I guess that's another level for it, right?
I enter your car, I will find it.
Well, you know, but Femi, you know...
people that work with the CIA, like, please.
But Femi, like, so I know a lot of people leave with their spouses before marriage.
No, not
but
even
that
live. When I say not live, I mean like I never
you go
visited
to
you in your
their
house
place.
doing
Okay,
dating.
so you know
you don't
what?
have to live with the person, just
Gotcha.
visiting.
No,
Yeah.
so I do agree with Femi that to a certain extent, if the guy is even a smidge sloppy about it, you'll catch it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still insisting that there are some people who are so good at it that when you're coming, have you not seen people who will tell the other babe that, I'm sorry, I'm going to be out of town. They'll tell her a story, I'm traveling for work or something, because he knows that this weekend he's going to be with you.
So sometimes you can also read it from the body language of friends, family. When it's like, oh, who is this one again? Or like, you know, the Yoruba guys, they'll be like, our wife. Now our wife starts getting too much. Start looking around, you may not really be. Yeah, it starts getting suspicious. So for one thing you said is one, there will always be that sixth sense. Like then two, just observe. Then three, if the guy escapes, sometimes a random person, like if you suspect he's cheat, start using him as DP, put him everywhere. Somebody that knows his other girlfriend will reach out to you and be like,
oh, this just reminded me of this particular guy. This was years ago. Right, there was this particular guy who, luckily, we were not dating, but he had been so persistent in the chase that for some reason there was just something about this guy that was off. Right, I felt like he was too settled. He was obviously doing very well, and I just couldn't shake that
he would be single.
No, that he will be single. That he will be that single at that age, right? So anyway, one day I was doing my investigative work on Facebook until I stumbled on a random comment on a photo of him by himself, and someone had made a comment and said, "Marriage suits you."
imagine.
I was confused, and so I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to him. Obviously, I was like, "Hey, are you married?" And he said no, and till today he still denies it. But that was the only that was the confirmation I needed.
That's
like,
already
I don't care how you want to I don't care how you want to explain this. But what if I never found that? Like there was nothing. There was nothing obvious about him.
So honestly, like you guys said, there's that slim chance that you may never know. But 90% of the time,
you know.
If you want to know, except you just want to close your eyes and make excuses for the person. You would have already seen those signs. But what women do is they make excuses. Oh, it's because it is. If you actually genuinely want to dig deeper, you will find it. You find it.
Wow. That's interesting. So now we know yours.
Now we know you have to be. I think for
What's
me,
yours?
my own deal breaker has always been, I mean, cheating is, but also a guy who isn't kind. Right? I've seen situations where there's some men who are just, for some reason, you can tell that even when they say they love you, you can't see it in actions.
They don't know how to be.
They don't know how to be kind, right? And there's some people that just the way they carry themselves, you can already tell that this person he's I don't want to use the word pretending, but he's putting effort into being kind. And that's why I never paid attention to who's opening the door for me and who's shutting the door. Like I have hands, I can open the door. Is what do you do apart from all those little gestures? Like how do you speak to me? How do I feel when I'm with you? Do I feel like I'm constantly belittled or stuff like that? So
how do you talk to other people?
Like how do you talk to other people as
Sometimes
well?
they're even nice to you, but
like even and especially the people who are not like on the same economic financial level as you. Like how do you treat the
your
people
staff, your employees, your domestic staff?
Like some people are just nasty people, and so for me that was always a deal breaker.
I think that's a big one because and that's why they say that marry a kind person is such a thing now. It's a slogan now almost. Like on social media, because lots of people have gone through like different phases in their relationship. Like they get married and maybe it's not working out or something happens, and then before you know what is happening, they're killing each other. And why is that? Because and this is not just killing like physically, it's also like slandering, like all kinds of things. If you're not naturally a kind person, you will not have that thing holding you back from hurting the person intentionally.
Like without calling anybody's name, but there's this very popular lady who recently broke up, they separated or they got divorced. And this guy has been all over the internet saying horrible things about his ex-wife and their children and whatnot. And it's so interesting because the lady is not even giving him back the same energy. Like she was so zen throughout the process, even though we all know it must be hurting her. Because there's somebody who gets married to get divorced, and especially when you have kids together. But this guy has gone through every platform, just destroying.
It just means that they're not kind. Like it's a thing of like, okay, we have our issues, but let's be human about it. Like let's deal with it in the most, because you have kids, you have people around
and the
you.
internet never forgets.
I'm telling you, especially on the internet,
how are these kids
social
going
media
to grow up
seeing their
and
father
see
saying all
you
these things.
slandering their mom and seeing all sorts of things?
No, it's
and
not
this
the
is
best
somebody.
look.
This is somebody that you. Okay, this is
Like
somebody
at some
that you
point,
got so intimate with as to bring life into the world. Like,
I always wonder how do couples suddenly become enemies after divorce. People that you love this person so much to want to spend the rest of your life with them, and all of a sudden people are like enemies. Like, how does it?
That's part of that. I think it's the kindness that is the deepest. Like, so because we're human beings, people get hurt. What you do when you get hurt is what determines the difference between you and someone who is wicked and someone who's kind.
Absolutely.
What you do when you're really upset,
and it even is little things like you've heard of couples like for weeks. This person is not talking to his partner because she broke the cup. She broke the cup. Or she did something silly, like something seemingly small,
you go for
and all of a
weeks.
sudden weeks they're not speaking.
Petty.
That is just.
or you date somebody and they say they're not dating you again. They say, come and carry all your load.
Come and carry all your load is better. Give me all the gifts I bought for you. Give me
like how? Anyways, so cheating, kindness. I think mine kind of ties more into cheating, but I think the core of cheating sometimes can be honesty.
Of course. You have to be
being a
dishonest
very
to
honest
cheat.
kind of person. Like especially if you're going to get married to somebody. I'm not saying I'm be bearing your heart out to everybody in the world, but if you're getting married to me, let's be honest with each other.
Of course.
Really,
Honesty,
really
transparency.
be very transparent.
You know that look, in a lot of relationships that you observe, it is very hard for two of them. I think maybe in the beginning, maybe they started out that way, but then gradually you just realize that, you know, like something happens and the wife says, "Don't let my husband know." Like, first of all, why do I want to be in the middle?
Wait, let's think. What's that thing that happened? I was saying my husband knew.
No, but there are lots of them like that. Like lots of people that.
The only situation where I can see that maybe I can come close is maybe me and my kids, something happened, and they're like, "Don't tell daddy, don't tell daddy." And I'm like, "Okay, let me not tell daddy."
They're legit people who build houses without their husband knowing.
Okay, that's something you
that's
can do.
deep. Oh.
Is that something you can do?
Nah, that's deep.
Why will I ever do that?
Why for land you buy
There are lots of people, like, you know, we watch all this. I mean, hopefully those stories are not made up, but like you read some of these stories on Instagram or whatever it is, and you those things.
No, for real, like I know
definitely
people
that
that
like,
but it's just weird. But then again, I feel like sometimes these women have their reasons. They've probably seen along the line, like one, maybe the guy has another person outside. So why do I owe my loyalty to you when you can't even be honest with me? So
I think not all the time.
But also let me blame it on some advice.
Yes,
I remember like when we were getting married, right?
Yes.
Didn't you receive some weird advice
I
from
received
like well-meaning aunts and people?
because some of the generation before us, that's what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't have real friendships with their spouses.
Yeah, true.
You understand? The relationship was very transactional.
Yeah.
So they still have that kind of mindset where when you're getting married, you know, it's like, whatever I see, you see.
No.
So you have to be smart.
It's even a thing for a lot of wives where aunties and, you know, your aunts are calling you and telling you like, look, it's not everything that is about love. As you're getting into marriage, you need to open your eyes, right? Have your own money, hide your own money. Don't let your husband know what you earn. If you tell him what you earn, then there'll always be trouble. So you tell him a little bit less than what you actually earn. Then that money, use it to do something. Make sure you're investing for yourself and your children. Like a lot of that advice is well-meaning, but some people
Legit.
Take it.
Yep. And sometimes it's helpful for some people because they're surrounded by a lot of people with that kind of mentality, right? It does, eventually they're like, oh, thank God I did that stuff. Because maybe later down the line, something happens and the guy sells their house. Because, I mean, people do the weirdest thing for money, right? So for me, honesty was big during the relationship because I was just like, I want to know stuff about you. Don't hide, like, because I wouldn't do it. So if I'm not going to be dishonest, then you have to give me exactly that. Do you understand? So that was my big thing. But yeah. Okay. Any other deal breakers that we're thinking about?
Gambling,
domestic violence,
gambling.
all this.
Oh, domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? This is a big one with domestic violence. Like, how do you know that a guy?
I think you know.
So they're usually they're normally aggressive.
I think you know.
Yeah.
No. So I think
They're not
you know.
always aggressive.
But I think
Not
in the
always,
beginning of
but
the
you have to
relationship,
push. Yes.
a lot of people put it down to because they're in love, they kind of make excuses.
It's always them.
But most relationships, what do we think most relationships length usually take before they get married? An average.
6 months to 1 year.
So do you think that's enough time for you to know?
So look at the way the person handles things when they are angry. Then you tell if they have tendencies.
That's why.
So when they're angry, they start punching the wall. Like
No, they start breaking plates. Like, are you in a movie? What's going on? No, but another way you like would easily know is you guys are having an argument. Maybe you're trying to walk away and he pulls you back aggressively. That already tells
so already
you
telling that
this guy,
or maybe the way it's holding you, just tightens his grip around you. You already know that.
Slaps you. Like if you've ever been in a relationship where the guy hits you for whatever reason.
That was an obvious red flag.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Wait, what are you saying? Like he slaps you?
Yeah, that's an obvious red flag. No.
Yeah, it is an obvious red flag. But when you are in love, it is easy to write it off and make an excuse. The argument got too intense.
Some women will even blame themselves. It was my fault. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh yeah. So just is very passionate about it.
Okay, so there are even situations where maybe you even slapped him. For whatever reason.
It can be the other way, it's true. Yeah.
Right? Maybe you even slapped him for whatever reason.
That means you two are violent.
That means you two are an abuser. How you go and slap your...
Let's assume that you too, you're an abuser, but you slapped him. But do you think that he should slap you 10 times harder?
Definitely not. Just walk away.
Not 10 times harder, but
just walk away.
But if once you become a slapper, then
you two they're supposed to wake up with you.
You should just accept domestic violence. No, domestic violence. I feel like there's still some people that you don't know. And I think this is one of the things I tell people. Like, if you date somebody and they're never really upset at you for anything, or you're never, like, you guys never really have, like, an argument or an opportunity to see their worst side, I think you should test it.
Set trap for them.
It's not just setting trap. You just, I don't think it's realistic.
To never see
because
the person angry.
There are people that literally don't. I'm telling you, hold on. There are people for you said 6 months to 1 year. They will never show any form of. They seem like the most gentle people on the planet. And then you get married, and maybe 5 years, 7 years down the line, they switch, boom, and then. All the things they've been hiding in there.
And you can't hide things for so long.
Yeah, I feel like 5 years is really,
a really long time.
There are.
Maybe something really happened. I'm not sure it was a
mental illness.
No. On a very, there are people that you can date. I feel like there are people you can date, and you will not see the signs. Yeah, of course, there's some people immediately, like, maybe you're saying something, the way they will respond back at you, or like somebody will just disconnect with you for a long time, and they get back to you, and you get back on the phone with them, and they're sounding even more annoyed. Okay. I have to try to call them, and
they still did not calm down.
They're still not calm. You already know this is obviously something bad.
Okay.
But there are people that, if you don't push their buttons, you will know if they're violent or not. If you don't.
I personally haven't met anyone like that could go years for
I'll be curious to hiding a character and it suddenly comes out. No, you can't hide for so long. That means it was not in their character.
Yeah,
is that there's some people that have what I call saccharine sweetness, like that overly sweet kind of kindness where they want to suffocate you. I feel like that is a red flag. That is hiding something. It's either they're a serial killer, and they're trying. Like honestly, do you know what I mean? Like the guy is so
Like you're doing too much.
It's too
overpoweringly
intense.
sweet.
Yeah.
Like you know those kind of people that anything you say, yes dear,
And that's what.
yes darling, jump up, yes dear.
mean,
Like
no matter
I feel
what
like
they
it
do,
is.
but they'll be like-
I feel like it's hiding something bad.
They might just be sweet too.
That's what.
Someone cannot be sweet in peace
it
again.
can go both ways. I think it can go both ways. I think that there's a possibility that some people will hide, but obviously, like if you see signs,
Yeah.
my own key thing is just test a little bit. At least you must. So the other person and you must have been upset by something in the relationship at least once.
Okay, hold on.
You cannot like. How do you even know?
Okay, hold on. So there's some men who it depends on age as well.
Okay.
There's some men who, because they are a bit like they're not your average boy,
Okay.
right? They've had time to train themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they've been through like a lot of mindset and self-improvement
Okay.
where they know how to have conflict the right way. So those kind of people, like imagine if you were dating a guy who is in his 40s,
Right.
right? He has a lot of experiences, and if he's the kind of person that is, you know, into mindset and all this kind of internal healing, some of them have learned to handle conflict. They're the kind of people that you do something to them, he may not say anything, and then he
Yeah.
sits you down, he allows you speak, and then he says, "Can I share how I feel with
That
you?"
would be nice,
So there are
but-
people like that.
There are not many.
There are some very zen people like that, but
Wow.
that came with practice and maturity. If I meet a 25-year-old guy that is behaving so like that, I feel like he has been killing rabbits and hiding.
It's true. Like, no, I get the maturity that comes later on in life. Like, but if you really, do you think there's somebody you meet that would not even do something that upsets you at all?
What do you mean I won't do something else?
So my own is how they handle when they're upset by something you do. How they handle it. I'm not saying go out there and start testing things that you know is obviously wrong, but like maybe come late. Maybe you realize that this person doesn't like late coming or always likes to be punctual at events. Test out like being late 2-3 times and see how they react. Do you understand? Like just get a feel of what, because in reality, especially in marriage, I mean, you'll be late or you do something right that the person will just be like, I've told you this many times.
Do you think that if someone is acting like that, it could be out of a lack of confidence?
It could be, but
Like the way Temi is saying that there's someone that, you know, no matter what you do, he never shows that he's upset.
it could come from lack of confidence. Or it could be that it's hiding.
he's
It's
on a
true.
mission.
Yes.
He wants to
Or
get
it might
something,
just
so he
be
cannot
hiding.
be upset.
Yeah.
Like this, that they used to pay to date
Yes. Oh,
I'm
oh,
on a
there's
mission,
a
yes.
story. There's a story. I didn't finish reading this. We're watching the story, but there's a story of a lady who obviously like went to someone's. She met a guy who came to visit her in her house. She obviously did not particularly like the guy, right? Like that, but the guy liked her, but didn't like her. She felt something was off with the guy, and then the guy went to her house to visit her with them to meet her parents and her uncle or something like that. And then he entered the house and sees like a picture of like notable Nigerian, and he's like, this one will not be bad for me to be part of this family. Makes that kind of comment. There's nothing that she would do in that relationship that would be wrong.
upset.
Yeah.
Because he has on a mission to join this family.
Yes.
Right?
So you tolerate it till after people are married.
Yeah, people can hide things.
So some people, if they are on a mission,
Basically, be on alert.
Okay, but can we talk about
Yeah.
other red flags?
Like,
These red flags, some of them are like a sloppy guy that just doesn't clean up after himself.
like you not clean up after using the toilet and all these things.
Like, no, some of them are so sloppy. Like, you know, you come to visit him and you're expecting that if you're the girlfriend coming to visit, like he has tidied up, and then you get there and there's
Socks and
like,
shirt on.
like a boy.
Yeah.
Like things are on the floor.
Yeah.
And is that a deal breaker or is it just a red flag?
I think that's more like a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker for me.
It's a red flag.
It's not a deal breaker for me.
It's a red.
I don't know if it's deal
Is it a
breaker.
red flag for you? Is it a red flag for you? Or you don't really
So
care?
it's not a deal breaker because I can deal with that. Is it a red flag? Maybe not. Some people are just not domesticated.
Oh boy.
Maybe not. So if it's being untidy, yeah, but if it's that one that you are dirty in terms of you use the toilet, you don't flush the hand, all these kind of things can be, But
Or there's skid marks on the boxers.
what kind of skid marks? What's skid marks?
I don't know.
know.
Marks of shame.
Oh my gosh, I have bad.
Like, is it that bad?
I cannot be that an adult.
Or you like go into the laundry and they're like
That person does not deserve to be married.
or they're like heaps
Or
of
even
dirty,
in a relationship.
dirty stuff that have not been laundered.
So heaps of that stuff that's
extra
not been neatly in a laundry basket. No biggie. But dirty plates with maggots inside in the sink. I have a problem with that.
Okay, you don't have a problem with clothes, but you have a problem with
Like, if you're just scattered, not a problem. But if
Yes, there's
Yeah,
anything
be dirty.
untidy and dirty.
Okay,
I can handle untidy,
you can,
but
okay.
dirty, like skid marks. You talk. Hey God,
that person will not even be
What
attracted
about
to
personal hygiene?
it's
Someone
part of it
who
now.
like
Part
has
of being dirty.
body.
That means you are not clean now. If you shower well, use deodorant.
I feel like these are more
Mouth
like
odor?
preferences.
It's part of it. Well, mouth odor doesn't mean you're dirty. They could have a medical condition that is causing the hallucination.
Or even
So is it a deal
It's
breaker?
rarely a medical condition. It's more like it's just sweat. You sweat a lot. So some people sweat more than others. Maybe due to their job, weather, whatever. So you just know you need to shower.
So if
they meet a guy and the guy's like, I have body odor.
Why would
I
you?
want to work on it,
Say, I have
Or you notice it
and then you now
suggest and they say, okay, I'll change. And they actually change. Would that change your mind?
And that means that if you are aware of it and you are working on it consciously,
Yeah.
then it's not intentional.
Okay.
But there are some people, I don't know if it's that they don't know or...
Okay, how about people? So okay, wait, before we even move on, so is it a deal breaker if he has those kind of hygiene issues, but everywhere else he's wonderful?
If I really like the person, I'll try and help the person.
Is it not hard to
It can
get
be a
attracted?
deal breaker if
This
it is.
I think it's tough. I mean, I didn't think too much about these things, but I'm thinking about it now. If someone's like really dirty, there's almost no way I'll even be attracted to the person in the first place, right?
Oh, but you know some people know how
It's
to
like a preference thing.
package outside until you know them.
And you know them,
in
like you say when you
inside.
visit their house and you start seeing all
Yeah, and then you just
can
turn off,
see
just be a
that.
turn
Except
off.
the person now tidies up because you are coming and later start showing themselves.
That means they have potential if they tidied up.
That means they know how to clean at least. They just don't want to.
And then you're just dealing with the general men thing that everybody talks about,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Okay, then what if it's the guy that doesn't know how to dress? Like he
That's
does.
easy. You can work on it.
That one is
As
very
long as it's not like stubborn about his
Yeah,
dressing.
if it's open to
If it's open
suggestions and all that, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
How about
other red
you?
flags? For me, the untidy one, heck no. I don't want to be cleaning up after nobody. I don't want to. I don't want to do your laundry. I don't even like
Even if they're
doing
not,
laundry.
even okay. So what if they're clean but they're not organized?
Do I look like an organizer? I mean, there's always a modicum of once you're relaxed in a relationship, you both let yourselves go to an extent
Yeah.
because you're not trying to be anything.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to spend my life cleaning up after you. I don't want to be the one always helping you find the laundry basket and put your shoes. Those very annoying vices where you come in and your shoes just
So
everywhere.
it depends. Let's say that you have been dating different people and it's not just clicking, and then you now find this one. He had everything.
It's not for me.
The only thing that is untidy.
You know,
My sister,
for me.
you get a cleaner cleaning your house now. It's not that hard.
as long as he has money.
Shebi, you just get cleaner to do those things, and then you face all the other qualities you like because
I don't know, but it irritates me. It doesn't mean that I'm the most tidy person, but someone who's consistently untidy. Oh no, I can't.
Ooh, this one. How about a deal breaker for someone who's overly friendly with
other women? If it's with other guys, what's my business? But people of the opposite sex, overly friendly with people of the opposite sex. Now you can be friendly, but with boundaries.
Okay,
My problem is when
doesn't
you
even
don't
have to
have
be overly
boundaries.
friendly, even okay, maybe overly. Let's just say.
If you don't have
overly friendly
boundaries,
is a
you can be
deal breaker.
friendly, no problem. But if you don't have boundaries in that your friendliness, in like, oh, you guys see each other, you say hi,
And they're
hi,
very
hi.
honest with
but
you.
as in then you're not talking to the person on the phone all the time. You're not hanging out. You're not going to watch movies. Which kind of friendship is that one? Do you get? But if it's just hi, hi, you're a cheerful person, no problem.
Yeah,
So
I feel like I'm with Femi on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like overly friendly is for me is a no. But if you are a friendly person and you haven't learned boundaries, I will teach you boundaries. That one I can.
If
And
they
you
want
must
to
be
be
willing to
taught.
learn exactly.
If they want
No,
to
some
be
people will not.
during the period of the dating, you have to show me that you're consciously working at, like, why are you on the phone with Jane, Juliet, Judith?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, what is your intention? Unless you are cultivating relationships with these other women.
All right, it's time for cookie jar questions. Well, I hope this one is just as exciting as all the other ones. I'm shaking it very well now. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Why do you feel like you was
There's a
rigged?
twist there.
Okay.
There's a bit
Let's
of a
pick
twist.
one.
All right,
Cool.
let's see.
Okay. Would you date someone who insisted their cat was their actual child?
What kind of person is that?
Wait.
There are crazy people in this world.
Stage one level of psychosis.
We need to know the difference between child and pet.
I feel like we need to do it.
You wake up later and say it feels like a cat now. That's the next thing that will happen.
Like, no. Like, please, can we start to differentiate biology? Like, is this a child? Is it a cat? Is it pets? Please, let it be a pet. Okay.
So that means we're not big into pets. Is that what that means?
No, but even if you're big on pet, why are you calling your pet your child?
So so maybe they don't literally say it's my child.
So what
but
do they say?
I think there are people who think that their pets. It's like, that's my baby. That's my number one baby. You hear it.
I know.
It's
hear
not.
It's common in this part of the world, but
yes, it's what is it? What?
So yes, you. It depends on nationality. If it's a Niger guy, the person has a problem.
There's a cultural thing that happened there. What's the Nigerian guy that lived here all his life?
Then he's not Nigerian. Just Nigerian.
No. You also know that even if the person is calling the cat or dog baby, like, there's a difference in the way they'll be saying it versus this is my actual child.
No. Okay, so no. Nobody ever thinks that is an actual deep child. I mean, unless there's
Some
something is
people call
wrong.
themselves dog mom and they mean it.
Yeah.
They mean it wholeheartedly.
But it's not a child. It's not a person, and they know that. And some of those people too look for spouses. They want to have their own children, but they still take that puppy or that
Bro, let's be very
as-
clear what an animal actually is like.
And that's what, for you, it's a deal breaker. Some people don't think it's a deal breaker. Some people think that, okay, if you can't be that passionate towards
Some people find me cute.
yes,
so cute.
if you can be that passionate towards a pet, then that means, if you have a child, then you will be more passionate, no? All right, next.
Okay. I'm shaking this for you.
All right, I'll take one. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay. Would a lack of ambition or career goals turn you off completely?
For a guy,
Completely.
for a guy. Yes. You have to have. You have no plans for your life.
What if the person was born into
Wealth. Okay,
And
so yeah.
There are people.
They are settled.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to have ambition.
It just does not.
Even you,
I will help you out with the yes. You want to know your future is settled, no problem.
Femi, that means you just care about being well taken care of.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. I don't know how I feel about a guy, whether or not he's born into wealth. I don't know. I feel like if you lack ambition, like, what's the quality of your mind? Like, it's like, what kind of conversations are you going to have with my kids? Are they also going to grow up so privileged, like, and they will never have to worry about money? Like,
Better.
you know what I mean?
So, but you know the thing,
Yeah.
ambition is one of the more difficult things to sniff out. Because when we're young, a lot of people have like grandiose dreams that they want to accomplish, but it's very difficult to find how many people actually have the zeal to do that thing.
True.
That's one of the
Yes.
problems I have with marry potential.
Yeah.
Right? Because talk is cheap. Anyone can paint pictures of what we're going to be living in Mars. You know, we'll be flying in private
They have
jet.
sweet mouths.
They can paint you.
Time for action now.
Good, but the time to actually put the work in, because that is ambition is easy.
Yeah.
That's true.
The work and commitment to doing it is what is hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see where I can see where you're coming from. As long as you say it and you do it, and you can see evidence of that doing, right?
But for people who got married early, right, or who are committing at a particular time, most of the time this walking
Yeah,
has not yet happened.
exactly.
And so you've never observed him in that
Space.
where he's actually, you know, envisioning something and bringing it to pass. And so you just take him at his word of, oh baby, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you.
Yeah.
We'll have an amazing life. These are all the plans I have. And so I feel like a lot of people fall into the pit of, eventually you now find out that, man, this guy hasn't got an ounce of discipline in his body to actually make these things happen.
I guess that's where you have to look and be like, I know you have these grandiose goals, but let's break it down to achievable.
Yeah.
What's the first thing? And he has to do the work and say, okay, what am I doing first? Okay, I'm going to get a job, right?
Yeah, but you can get a job but not have ambition, right?
I know,
Or
but
no,
at
you
least
can get a job
that
and not
in
be
itself,
hardworking.
man, then they'll fire
You
you.
just go to work for salary. Yeah. You
exactly.
probably end up losing your job.
There's some people who go to work for just salary and
who go just for the
they even get to
salary.
do work and they're not even pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are lots of people like that. I think that's a common thing. I guess is it a deal breaker if he's not the most ambitious person on the planet?
I don't think.
There are people that are fine with just being okay.
Yeah, there are definitely people that are fine with being open. I think the
And that's
thing
okay.
is, you as the woman,
Yeah.
if you end up marrying someone who is like that, you now have to work out your own salvation by yourself.
So you have to actually assess yourself. If my partner is not ambitious, am I? Because you have to make up for your partner.
I don't want to be the one making up. I think what it has to be is that I'm okay with both of us being unambitious. That means I'm not ambitious. You are not ambitious. We are good. We just manage and we live life easy. You know, a lot of people here just want to buy one house.
I mean,
they live in that
don't go
house
to
for their
university
entire
sometimes.
life. Yeah, they don't go to university. They're comfortable enough. As long as they care, that what they care about is spending time with family, going to the cottage, you know, every now and then. That's all. Like, and there are lots of people like that. But I think what it has to be is, if I'm the ambitious one, I don't think I can marry somebody that's not ambitious. That's not as ambitious as me, or even more than me. Do you understand what I mean? Because what it means is the person can actually stunt you a little bit. Because at some point,
they will let you do your thing. They just wouldn't.
as long as, you know, there's, as a woman, there's a part of like you have other responsibilities that will come later. You start to
Funny
feel
thing is, they
a
might
lot
be
of
don't help
pressure.
you with that. If it's childcare, they will help you. Go and do your thing.
I guess if they're that kind of person,
Yeah.
maybe I could think about it. But man, sometimes it's hard to see that picture early on, right?
I see where you're coming from. I think that there, as long as there is balance in the home, right? Because at the same time, there is a danger if both people
Both of you
are
so who has time for the kids and
So the honest truth is that there is no rule. The only reason why we think it has to be the man who is ambitious is because of cultural nuances. But honestly, I don't see where the trouble is. If he's not as ambitious, right, and you are, that's
as long as he supports you.
As long as
He supports you.
Okay,
Now, if
I
he
like that.
supports
I like
you,
that.
I'm down
and
for
then
that.
you still are waiting on him, then you have a problem.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Okay, it's my
Now
turn.
your turn.
I think we're doing.
But you know that's
Can we
possible.
take 2 questions today?
Okay, we can try. We can try.
I just want. Why is this question long now? What if your partner believed in conspiracy theories and constantly talked about them? But why? In 2021.
Any small thing they-
It's flat.
Have you guys heard about that Friday 13th? It's bad luck.
What's that? What's that?
Well, that one is just, it's not just a superstition.
No, but it's all part of conspiracy
It's part
theories.
of
Now.
kind of
Somebody
conspiracy.
started.
The one that I've heard recently, like Bill Gates is poisoning the whole world to make
Yes,
sure that
even
there's
this
no population.
COVID-19, they said it was a conspiracy. Somebody manufactured the virus.
You'll be shocked that lots of people around us, even our close family, some of them are believers of some of these things.
Yeah.
I think it comes from the religious part of upbringing. Or like,
It's not a deal breaker. I wouldn't say that's a deal breaker. Like, that's up to you. So far, you don't shove it down our throat and, we don't have breathe because of...
You have friends come around and everything they're talking about is
The world is ending. The world is ending. Don't take any vaccine. If you take a vaccine, they'll be able to remote control you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like that's not just, I don't know, personally,
when you're dating somebody, you have to be able to
connect to that person on that
level. I feel like if someone's a conspiracy, it might not be like an absolute deal breakers, but you have to really be making up for it in big ways.
Other ways, yeah.
Like there has to be something else about you that is just pulling me to you so much that I have to ignore.
Yeah, you have to ignore it. Fair enough. Let me take one.
All right,
Let's
grab
take
one.
one for the team. Okay, next one. Okay, so this question says, could you handle a partner who sings loudly in public for fun?
In public, oh?
For fun.
Basically, someone that I embarrass.
Sings loudly in public for fun. Bro, if you're gonna be singing, you better be making money from this singing.
I think what could they be going for there? Okay, I think it could be like some of us are loud.
If you're even talking loudly, it's a bit of a singing loudly. That's always your
I'll
voice
give you
nice.
guys tip about this one, but that was
Like
very.
if the voice is nice and you're singing loudly, I will become your
That would
manager.
be-
I will market you.
yeah,
No,
you
because you can't just be
that.
wasting the voice.
Is this for fun? It's not.
It's not for money.
So we'll have to change that for fun.
So basically, you don't like people's personal.
Don't you think it's a bit awkward? Like imagine we're just walking along the streets of London and then you're screaming and just
And everybody is standing back like,
shout,
who's that?
why?
Well, it's not like. I mean, I would say this. My dad was quite character then, because like outside, like in church, he'll be the loudest person.
No, in church I can understand.
No, but like, he can do it outside too. It's not like outside he's screaming, Happy New Year, everybody, Happy New Year. Like, there are people like that. Is that a deal breaker? I guess for you, yes.
Come is very prim and proper. So there's some things that...
I feel like she does be amazed at this person.
I don't think I would be embarrassed.
Right.
I don't get embarrassed easily.
Okay.
But at the same time, like there has to be a reason behind it. Do you
Like
know?
it's their personality.
Interestingly,
Yeah.
that you say so, like
Yeah.
at church, because
Yeah.
there's this couple that
Yeah.
now I purposely do not sit behind them at church because the man. For some reason, he just have a lovely voice. But bro, I'm trying to praise God too. I didn't come to
You're not the
your
only one.
concert to listen to you. Like he's so loud, right? And even though the first day I heard him sing like that, I was like, oh, he has such a lovely voice.
But after that,
But after that, I'm like, no thank you. So anyway,
Yeah. Okay, I'll pick. Let's see. Maybe I'll pick a long one. Okay, I think you like this one. Could you handle dating someone who is a total introvert, even if you're an extrovert? And it could be the other way, if you're the introvert and the other person is the extrovert.
I feel like for you it's a yes. So,
I mean, I'm fine with it.
and I think for me it's a yes too because I'm the introvert. So, for you and your husband, it's difficult for me to tell. I
people
used to
that are very
think that
particular.
she was the extrovert, but then I realized that maybe she's kind of introverted in some way.
I'm definitely no, there's a third one.
Same,
There's
there is a
a
mixture.
third one that people don't talk about.
Yes,
It's called
that mixture.
ambivalence.
Yes.
Where when you're in a company of people that you
Yeah.
actually like,
Yeah.
you
That's when
seem
you
like
blossom.
an extrovert. So like
Yeah.
when I'm with you guys, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
But
But we're all like that now. Even introverts, when you see your people,
even me, no, but even there's some people
Yeah.
like even me when I'm out in public, it's not easy to tell that this person.
I
is
don't
going to
really
get
see her.
exhausted
It's only
emotionally.
recently when maybe she'll be like, "Oh, I want to go home earlier." And I'm like, "When did this one start with coming?" Because I used to think she was like that, but you were no question. If you tell me an introvert, I would say from where
I
to
don't
where.
understand.
No, she
Well, I'm
definitely is an
pretty
extrovert.
sure
She's an extrovert.
No, but the thing is that
I don't think so.
I don't think
You
so.
don't think you're an extrovert?
I don't
so
think
you
I
think you're
am.
an introvert?
I think I'm in between, like she said.
Which in between?
I think it depends
Tell me
on
is an extrovert.
Let's just put that out
Have you
there.
ever been at an event with Timmy and she's literally going person to person?
She will be greeting. You would have done that one corner.
That one I just took it from my
She
mom.
will
That's
be
just part of
greeting
the
whole
culture.
world. That's why I say she's an extrovert.
That's
She knows
definitely extroverted
everybody.
behavior.
If I
But okay, but the thing is, in a relationship, it doesn't matter whether somebody is extroverted or introverted. As long as you understand your partner and you guys have a balance,
Yeah.
right? If you understand that you're with someone who, like me, when I go to a party, I might be very happy and vivacious, but you know that my meter is running low. By the time it's like 10 p.m., bro, can we go?
There are some people who don't have the patience for the other side.
They feel like
I can't find somebody that's too.
they themselves are introverts, but they don't like
You expect most people
to have a balance. But
there are a lot of people,
I think
and I think when we were when we were in the dating world, it was common. Like I can't marry somebody who's too quiet, or I can't marry somebody who's. Well, you are quiet, or you are not quiet, and you want to marry somebody who's not. Do you see what I mean? Like me and him have to be going clubbing together. We have to be doing all these things together.
We listen, we don't judge.
So I feel like
what
it can
they want, it's
be, yeah,
fine.
it can be deal breakers for some people, but for me, it's not. I think a nice balance is good.
Yeah,
balance,
balance
yeah.
is.
All right,
Do what makes you happy. at the
let's
end
grab
of
the
day.
last one.
Okay, final question before we give it to the audience.
To the audience.
Okay. Would it be a deal breaker if your partner didn't get along with your family? Yes, because it would just be chaotic. Especially if we're all living in the same city. If the family is far away and they may never get to see each other, maybe but yeah, no, it would put a strain on your marriage. In my opinion, sure. I think it may be a deal
I
breaker.
think it depends on.
Maybe a deal breaker.
I think it depends. For me, I think it depends on which part of the family.
I don't know. I feel like it depends because if the person is aware, so if the person is a family-oriented person, where the person listens to the family all the time, and I don't get along with the family, then there's a problem. But if the person already knows that my family is this way, and we've discussed it, it's not a big deal. We know the boundaries. Everybody's aware of the boundaries. I think no problem.
I think it also depends on. I mean, it probably didn't start out that way.
So
For a lot of times,
Yeah.
it doesn't start out that way, and then eventually, a series of events
Yeah.
had now led to the point where they just don't agree. Do you want to divorce your spouse before because they don't agree?
No, we're talking about
Deal breaker during
before.
relationship.
Yeah,
Before,
relationships
no,
going
before,
into marriage.
yes, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I mean, after you have gotten married, then your spouse comes first. But like when choosing,
But it also
exactly.
depends on why they don't get along.
Yeah, I was going to say that what is the reason that you're getting along?
you know that
if it's
there's
your family
some-
that is at fault, then
I don't even want to say faults.
Yeah.
The truth is that there's some times that you can see that the reason they don't like this person is because this person is about to move your life forward.
All right. So now we need to pick one for our audience. We want to know what you think. So hopefully this is a good one. Let's see. Okay. I already picked it, so I can't change it. It says, would you date someone whose career involves constant travel?
Let's know what you think.
let's know what you think in the comments.
All right? All right.
All right.
See you in another episode.
Bye.